The crazy part is, I'm not even shocked. Oh my goodness. So if you haven't heard, possibly you may be living under a rock, okay? Because there was a video that has surfaced of the Dalai Lama. And the context of it is this kid asks if he can help, or at least that's what I heard. And the Dalai Lama brings him up here with eager eyes, and one thing leads to another, and he's kissing the Dalai Lama on his lips, and then he proceeds to say, "Suck my tongue." And everyone's laughing, hee hee, ho ho, ha ha, hee hee. And the kid tries to leave. Dalai Lama pulls him in close, head to head, then grabs his arm. I would have pinned up and like, yo, where are you putting this kid's hand, huh? That's why I want to know, because he took his hand as the kid's trying to leave. Listen, I'll just say this. If I was there and that was little Lucas, there would be no Dalai Lama, okay? There would be no more llamas. I'd probably take out all the llamas in like a 20-mile radius just to make sure they couldn't be Dali, okay? What I find interesting is not what the Dalai Lama did. That I'm expecting that. We're going to get into that momentarily. What I find to be peculiar is that everyone just sat there and watched. Everyone just sat there and watched. They were laughing about it. It was like, ha ha, hee hee. There was no one that intervened. There was no one that gasped, right? There was nothing like, hey, what? Or nothing. Everyone was just applauding for the most part. Oh yeah, Dalai Lama, he can, absolutely, this is normal. Hee hee, ho ho ho. Now, what makes this even crazier of a story is that the Dalai Lama put out an apology. And the Dalai Lama put out an apology saying, hey, I'm sorry if I made, embarrass anyone in the family, and that I was only trying to be playful and innocent. Woo! Lord Jesus, take me now, take me now. Playful and innocent. I'm sorry. I think if you use the words playful and innocent in regards to messing around with children, I think you should go to another planet. That's what I think. That's the best way I can phrase it, okay? I think you should go night-night. That's what should happen. End of story, no questions asked. That's what should happen. Now, I know Cardi B spoke up about this, and people were criticizing Cardi B. Listen, Lord, do not criticize Cardi B. I don't care what she's done, all right? We're going to need all hands on deck when it comes to this nonsense. Because, as I said before, and we'll talk about it now, this is the future. Whether you like it or not, it's irrelevant. This is very much the future. Because I want people to understand all the funny stuff that Biden's been doing. What happened? The same damn thing. Is it not? The same damn thing. Him sniffing little kids, hugging them a little too close, getting a little too close to kids and stuff like that. It's the same darn thing. Now, he hasn't done anything as egregious as suck on my tongue or kiss me on the lips. But we've gotten pretty close. We've gotten pretty close. And what have people said? Oh, that's just Uncle Joe. Oh, he's just like a grandpa to these kids. That's just how he is. Nah, fam. Nah. Once again, couldn't be me. Couldn't be my child. Okay, because if it had been my child, I would be in prison. Okay, I don't know what it is, what the charge is for knocking the POTUS off of his freaking out of this world, because I would have freaking bink, and that man would have gone to Mars or something. That's exactly what would have happened. You ain't sniffing on my child like that or trying to kiss him behind the ear or anything. Nah, But nothing has happened thus far. Everyone's trying to normalize it and say, oh, it's not a big deal. Calm down. You're overreacting, okay? What's wrong with you? Because that's what these mofos on the left try to do. They always try to make it a you problem. What's wrong with you that you view it like that, huh? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, I don't play that. You can try that funny stuff somewhere else. We don't do that with the kiddies. What I mean by normalizing this is that you have to think about this logically. You have to think about it, because I already see the writing on the wall, and it just is what it is. Because if they're born that way, that's what they have established. Born that way. And everything and anything has been going under that giant umbrella of born that way. Thus, Why, when Republicans want to scream and cry over, trans surgery or transitioning or kids taking, puberty blocks or anything like that, they've already lost that fight. They cowered and conceded a while ago when it came to Born That Way, when it came to the Defense of Marriage Act. They let that go. That's correct. They let that go. So if now they're born that way, well, then once again, as I've said before, well, now you have to educate people. You have to educate children. Because now if you're saying that Caitlyn Jenner was in fact born that way, then there are in fact trans children. And if there aren't trans children, well, then you have to educate said trans children, and you have to educate those who aren't trans in order to deal with trans children. That's what you have to understand. It's all hustle, it's all money game. But at the end of the day, there is education involved. There are books involved. There are seminars, right? There is HR involved. Now you have to teach your staff. So that's what they brought in, okay? That's what they brought in. Now they are mature enough, okay, to determine their own gender, to determine who they actually are inside. And as you can see, they have now brought children in adult themes. I mean, you can say, hey, drag queens aren't inherently, there's nothing adult about them. You can say, hey, drag queen story hour is nothing adult about it. You can say that by all means. There was a video of this kid dancing on stage. You can say, absolutely, there's nothing adult about it. You can say that, sure, absolutely. Absolutely, you can say that. Just like, you can say 1 + 1 is 6. That doesn't make it true. But you can actually say that. But you have to understand, the more you see it, the more normal it becomes. The more they show this as if it is normal, the more normal it becomes. It gets to the point when it actually is normal, okay, where it's ubiquitous, whereas you can't speak out, because now if you speak out, you're the bad guy. There's something weird with you. And I don't know if you guys happen to know this when it comes to the whole MAP situation. Now, if y'all don't know about MAPs, MAPs are minor attracted persons. That's what MAPs are, okay? In other words, those are pedos. But it's better sounding if they're MAPs, because they were born that way. Remember the umbrella of born that way? So, sure enough, sure enough, I would argue that would maybe be under a bill of some type, like the Freedom to Choose Act or something like that. Or maybe they just put it in another bill, omnibus bill or something like that. I think when it comes to the age, talking about age, I think that's a little taboo. So they'll rephrase it in some type of way. They'll remarket it, okay? That's what they'll do. They're really good at that. They'll remarket it without saying age or, age of consent or anything like that. They'll remarket it as a freedom, or, hey, you're trying to erase trans or LGBT youth or something like that, right? Because we'll couple that with the study saying that, hey, now kids are developing faster at a faster rate. They're now hitting puberty at a faster rate. You know how it is. You know how it is. You just need a few studies that, proliferates the airwaves and the media and the people put it out, and you get a narrative going. That's how I see this happening. 100%. 100% that's how I see this happening. And it'll get to the point where you'll have something like that, okay? It may not be to that extent. Maybe not that extent, because he looked a little bit too young, but it'll be close. It'll definitely be close, and they'll normalize it, and you'll come and accept it. And once again, Republicans won't do anything, because what Republicans like to do is that they like to act like they're putting up a fight, when in reality, they're accepting it, okay? You can't be talking about alphabet and LGBT when you already bringing up Rob Bushy Smith to a culture war event. You already having a walkaway movement to Fox News. You already having Caitlyn Jenner as like a spokesperson on Fox News. You can't be, they trying to play both sides of the fence. And don't get me wrong, that's smart from a marketing and financial position, because, hey, you agree to it, but then you protest it. You agree on one end, but then you protest it on another end. So you're double dipping. Because a lot of these Republicans, you come to find out, a lot of them are on that funny business. They're on that funny time. Okay, so there is no one to trust. There are no There are no friends in these streets. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, Lucas, you're blowing this out of proportion, okay? It's not that big of a deal. Okay, he kissed a child. It is what it is. The little peck wasn't that big of a deal. The whole tongue thing, that was a joke, obviously, even if it wasn't. I mean, so what? Who cares? Nobody was harmed. So I think you need to calm down. Just calm down. Or man, believe, nah. There is no calming down, fam. There is no calming down. Leave the kids alone, bruh. Just leave the kids alone. And I know that's hard. That's very hard for most of these mofos in DC. It's very hard for most of these mofos on the Republican end once you get higher up. Most of these fools on the Democrat end once you get higher up. They both on funny time, okay? They both are. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree with this video, you're more than welcome to call in during Disagreement Day, which is typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Oh, that's just Uncle Joe.